All right, getting started today on another 30-minute walk. Let's go ahead and start our timer. We're going to be doing our 30 minutes. So I'm going to go to my timing app, 30 minutes on the clock, and let's get it going. There's one thing I wanted to try today, but unfortunately I haven't signed up for it. I wanted to wait to see if I can measure the amount of calories that I lost on any given walk. And that way I can sort of add that to the title on the video. I think doing that will give people that watch this video maybe like a template or a reference point. I realize that everyone, probably different people are going to burn calories at different rates, even given the same activity. But I figured if I did something like that, it might at least give some people a frame of reference for how many they might be able to burn. But I'll see if I can do it tomorrow. And also, if I do it on the phone, I'm not sure how accurate of a reading that is, right? So maybe if I keep doing this, well, not if, after I've done these walks for maybe more than 30 days or something like that, I'll invest in a nice fitness tracker, something that can probably more accurately measure the amount of calories that I've burned. So yeah, one new thing that I tried today on the camera is I'm using this thing called boost mode. So if you saw yesterday's video, I think there was a moment where I readjusted the camera and I realized that things got a little bit shaky. So apologies for that. If you were watching the video, hopefully today it's a little bit better with this new option I'm using, boost mode. I think it's an even more refined version of the hyper smooth on GoPro. So hopefully we'll get some nice stable video on this walk. So it just makes it easier for viewers. But other than that, it's gonna be a fantastic walk. Once again, the weather here is pretty perfect. If you can tell, the sky's looking nice, the temperature's great, so it's a very, very good time to walk. The only dumb thing that I also did is I didn't charge, or rather, the dumb thing that I didn't do was forget to charge my GoPro batteries. So I brought an extra one with me in case this one runs out, but the one that I'm starting off with now had 35%, and the other one that's in my pocket has 20%. So I think if the camera dies, it'll beep. And then I'll just, pop in the new battery and we'll just continue. We'll have multiple videos and hopefully that cutoff won't be too hectic or too jarring to the viewer. Let me once again touch the camera. You gotta do camera checks because the worst thing is you finish the walk and you realize you did the whole talking, and you didn't record anything. That's certainly not fun. So today was a very good day. Today we had one of the directors of our company come in from Greece. So it's the first time I was able to meet this person in person instead of just over Zoom. So that was very cool. It's a very cool guy, a wealth of knowledge. It's definitely good, if you have someone at a level like that come in person, it's good to talk to them, good to get to know them, just be around them, learn from them, and just pick their brain a little bit, Definitely get out of your comfort zone and put yourself in a position where you can be close to them, because it's generally, it's good for optics, right? If you're in a company and the director knows you or a VP knows you, when that time for promotions come, they're gonna remember you, and I don't know, might give you the upper hand. So they were able to come, met with them. That was really cool. So this morning there was a monthly meeting that we do where we talk for about 2 or 3 hours. Not monthly meeting, probably once a quarter. And we talk for a little bit and just sort of give a summary of what the business is doing and where the business is trending. So that was pretty cool. That was a lot of insights. And then after that, sort of, people went back to work for an hour or so, and then we ended up at a team event for the last 3 hours where, everyone talked. It was at a bar, food was provided and drinks were provided. So that was a really fun time. I was there for a couple hours, got to hang out with a lot of my colleagues, and we even have something set up for Friday night as of right now. So it should be a good time. It's a lot of fun. Again, it goes to show, it makes a big, big, big difference when you're so used to working remotely. For some of these people that haven't seen these other people in person, it just makes it a lot better. You just feel that connection. That's something that I think I've talked about before in a previous video. You'll just never get that with doing digital. So This is going to be fall walk number 4. Yesterday I tried something out a little bit different and I had a lot of fun doing it. If you watched the video yesterday, towards the end of the video I had about I think it's 11-minute segment of me doing shoulders. I did one exercise for shoulders. It was the standing barbell press. I had a lot of fun doing that. Again, I wouldn't say that's indicative of a normal shoulder routine for me. It was mostly just a test to see how, I can position the GoPro, how I can get everything working the right way. So today I might do something like that. I might just do a similar video where I just do bench, because I can go to the gym and probably find a good spotter. And I have a couple of friends that go to the same gym that I go to after work, so I could work out with them some days and get a spotter. Or I suppose I can also try the Smith machine, but doing bench at my house, that's the only time I really do bench press at my house, because I have the safeties. And the safeties are extremely important. I've seen one too many injury videos of people not having the safeties, whether they're doing squats or they're doing bench press. So it's very important to have those safeties on, just to make sure you can focus on the lift and not have to worry about your safety. So when I get home, I'll probably go for that. My current max, there was a time where I was able to hit 155, which for me, that's a great weight. And of course, I would like to get stronger. I think if I had to put a number on it and a goal, since I've been doing pretty good in this last streak, this current streak of fitness that I'm doing, I feel like I'm been consistent. So I want to say that at least June by next year, I would like to be able to do 225 on the bench. And I think that's possible. I'm at the point where on a good day, I can probably do 10 reps of 135, which I think out of all the exercises you can ever do, when you get to the point where you can do that first, plate on each side of the barbell bench press, I think that's when you look at yourself and you feel strong. I think that's a huge milestone for a lot of lifters out there, where they can finally do 135. And of course, after that, it's just iterations of however many plates you can put on each side. So 225 after that, and so on and so forth. 315 and then 405. Now, for me to get to 315, obviously I would love to. 405, hey, if it happens, it happens, but I'm not necessarily aiming for that. Like I said, I'm just trying to hit the strength standards, of which I believe 225 is a strength standard. If you can hit 225, I think it's one of those things where, people will look at you and they'll know, yeah, that person's strong. And you'll have a developed upper body if you're able to hit that weight. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for. Can I do it by next June? Gives me about 8 months or so. I think with the right amount of sleep, the right diet, the right intensity, I definitely can. So that is what I'm going to be aiming for. There was another topic I was going to bring up on fitness and bodybuilding in general, and man, it just escaped my mind. So we're just going to sit here, enjoy this afternoon. Now the sun is setting a lot earlier, so it's imperative of me to be able to come out here and do these walks at a good time. Because yesterday I noticed that when the video got dark, I don't think the GoPro is very good in low light situations. Maybe there's a setting that I can do so that, depending on how light it is outside, the video somehow gets better. Or, maybe there's a better setting for outdoor videos instead of indoor videos, but I guess I probably haven't tinkered enough with those settings as of yet. Yesterday I took a different route throughout the neighborhood, so I was able to meet that person, Justin, I believe their name was. So maybe we can go by that area again and see if we find them. I think that'd be pretty cool. See the same person 2 days in a row. If you're watching, shout out to you, man. Maybe you can make that shot today. Keep it up. it's pretty cool because the first video I ever made, I talked about how having this GoPro on my chest gives me some weird looks. And I feel like already in this 4th day of walking, any look I get, I'm just less fazed by it. So I can definitely tell that the practice of getting out of my comfort zone has certainly helped. So again, if that's something that you're interested in doing, I remember watching a video a long time ago of some kid that was giving tips on how to do that. And I think his whole thing was like, oh, just, I don't know, go to like a mall and just like randomly start dancing, or start doing push-ups in like the middle of a store. Some random thing like that just gets you to do something that's just so odd. Although really it's not that odd, dancing or doing push-ups, but anything that you feel just makes you feel strange, just do it enough times and you build up a lot of confidence and it makes you feel better. I was talking to a colleague of mine during this team event today. He's a little bit older, and he was talking about how in his older age he's actually become more fit. But in a similar fashion to me, I'm going to stop talking to let this bus pass. In a similar way to me, we talked about how we go through stretches of time where we can be very consistent with working out. I might have 2-3 months of solid working out. I think in this case, he said, he had a 1.5 years of like pretty good workouts, didn't stop. He was able to make some impressive strength gains. I think he mentioned to me that his max bench at the time was like 285. And this person's about, 6'3", weighing about 220, something along those lines. But in the same way that they were able to build strength somewhat easily, as long as they remained consistent, it was also very easy for them to lose a lot of that strength because of inconsistency. And the more and more I talk to people, I realize that the issue almost lies in the consistency. People are generally good at going to the gym. Well, when I say that, I mean once they get to the gym, they're decent at putting, a moderate level of intensity. Let's say it's not even that intense, but hopefully something that will stimulate the muscle enough to grow. But the hardest thing is just actually getting to the gym. Like all the people that I've talked to who are like in a similar boat to me, that haven't ever achieved, that level of physical fitness that they would have liked, is because of consistency. And then the people that I talk to that are just killing it and are absolutely massive, or at least bigger than I am, or at a strength level that I would like to be, are the ones that go every day, whether it's for 20 minutes or an hour. Your mood will fluctuate every day. There might be some days where you just really go in there and you want to just kill it and you destroy it. And there's other days where you don't really want to, so you just say, I'm gonna pick one good movement, get a good pump in, and I'm out. For example, like today, I feel a little bit tired, But the important thing, and I'm saying this to communicate to you all, that even though I'm feeling this way, it's still very important to me that I go on my walk. I feel like if I don't go on my walk, I just get like moody. I definitely feel bad, because in the grand scheme of things, a 30-minute walk is not too much to ask for, right? It's not like someone's telling me, hey, we want to go, I don't know. It's like if someone hit me up right now and said, hey, let's go kayaking for like 2 hours, then maybe I'd say no, like that's too much. But a 30-minute walk is not a lot to ask for. It's definitely doable. So any excuse I come up with is just that. It's an excuse. So I'm using this time, I'm carving out dedicated cardio time to be able to do my walk, and that's very important. So I hope that if you're listening, and maybe you're in the same boat where, you just saw the video being published and you're thinking, do I want to go? Am I really in the mood for a walk? And then you just do it anyway. It will get you the gains that you need. It's not every day that I have a lot of commentary, which is why today in this video I'm a lot more quiet. I may even opt out on the music today. A lot of these sessions that we've had in previous videos, when I would get quiet, I would also put a video. I'm sorry, not a video, I would put some music in the background. But maybe in this one I'll do something different. I won't put any music, just so that we can have a very, I don't know, there's something nice about just listening to silence, right? You put the video on, let's say you're watching this video at some point in the future and you're just listening to silence. You're just here on a walk with me, a quiet, focused walk. I almost want to challenge myself to just keep walking until the battery runs out. I don't know if 35% at the beginning of the video is going to give me my at least 30 minutes, but if I go past it, then we'll just keep walking. Maybe that's the shtick of the video today. We walk until the battery runs out. Super random, but if anyone watching this wears glasses, I actually have these glasses that I got a couple years ago, and they are from Germany. The brand is called IC Berlin, literally the letter I and the letter C, and then Berlin. And the cool thing about them is, and I hope you guys can see, they don't have any bolts. They're just clasps. And what that means is that for a lot of us, and I used to have glasses that had bolts, for a lot of us, if you step on it by accident, well, if I step on these will break, but if you sit on them by accident and that arm comes off, you have to rush to well, for me, it used to be the pharmacy, and I would get that little kit with a little screwdriver. But these are nice because today, just about an hour ago, I sat on them by accident, just the edge of them, and the arm came off, but I was able to just snap them right in place. So while the initial cost of these glasses, I think the frames were, I don't know, 200 something or maybe 3 something. They might be a little bit pricey, but they definitely come with a pro of just being more robust and better built. The quality is there, and you don't have to worry really about them breaking. I feel like they're just a lot more malleable in general, and they're also incredibly lightweight. So if you are looking for a good pair of eyeglasses, and you do currently wear glasses, I would suggest looking into that brand, IC Berlin. Probably for some of you might be thinking, man, this guy is really on a stream of consciousness around, a stream of consciousness, and you are correct. Remember, this is a way for me to de-stress and just talk about thoughts, and it feels good to be able to at least communicate with someone. Green Bay Packers. Okay, let's talk about the Green Bay Packers. Not the actual football team, but where they're from. They're from Wisconsin. I went to Wisconsin for the first time. When was that? That was I think it was last December. I went to Wisconsin for the first time. And I'm a little bit of a foodie. So anytime I go to a new state, one of the first things I look up is, what food is this state known for? Like, I remember I went to New York once and I had a New York chopped cheese from Harlem. And when I went to Wisconsin, I had cheese curds. So as soon as I landed in Wisconsin, it became very clear to me that cheese was a huge part of their culture, and also beer. I remember there's this guy on YouTube, he's like a comedian, his name is Caleb Presley. I think he's from Barstool Sports. He has like the Sunday Conversations, and he had one with Aaron Rodgers. And I think it was like this joke that's like, oh, how do you make someone from Wisconsin sad? And you say that the bar is closing. But the cheese curds were phenomenal. As soon as I landed, I went to the hotel, and I had cheese curds at the hotel I was staying at, and that hotel actually had really good cheese curds, but I had so much cheese, and I love cheese. And it was a good time. Going to Wisconsin taught me that you don't have to go to the flashy states to have a great time. Like, every state has its own unique characteristics, and they're gonna offer something cool. You know, you might think like, oh, what am I going to do in Wisconsin? I don't know, it sounds boring, right? It doesn't sound like New York or California, of which I've been to both, and both also offer their own unique experiences. But Wisconsin was awesome. I did a lot of cool things in very cold weather. I went horseback riding in 8-degree Fahrenheit weather. That was crazy. But it was a lot of fun. All right, so surely enough, just what I was expecting, the first battery died. So now we're back. Good news is we have 8 minutes and 50 seconds left. So let's see if we can make it. Or again, we can follow the same thing and just keep going until the battery dies. Let me again just readjust my camera to make sure you're not getting a ton of wobbling. I think what I need to do to make sure it's stable is just put it higher up on my chest. So let's try this out. Hopefully it's pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll be able to do a little more than 9 minutes with 28% left. And then I have another battery. I have a third battery at home that's currently charging, so I'll be able to get in a little bit of a chest workout. Like I said, I'm just going to be doing bench press, and it'll be a fun video. That was cool. I've never done that before, like have that backup battery just ready to go. I don't know, it's kind of neat. Feels good. I'm going to do a quick turn around here. You know what would be cool too? Let me think. Like I could also put the amount, you know, not only calories burned, but also distance walked. And then maybe at the end of like every 30 days, we do a summary and we talk about how long we've walked together. That way it can give you another data point. Let's say, I don't know, at the end of 30 days, I say, oh, after all this walking that we've done these past 30 days, we've walked X amount of miles. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like the total amount of mileage that we've gotten by doing our daily walk. It's definitely something to consider, so I will consider it. Well, here's something cool. For all you gaming fans out there, it looks like Rockstar is finally getting ready to announce something regarding GTA 6, which a lot of people seem to think will take place in Miami. And I think the logo will have like some play on words of Vice City. Let's see if we can look this up. So let's do GTA 6. I think someone on Reddit had Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto 6. Rockstar Games gears up to announce Grand Theft Auto 6 in December. Again, for anyone out here that follows gaming, Jason Schreier, I hope that's his name, I'm pretty sure that's his name. Jason Schreier. Yeah, Jason Schreier. He's an American journalist and author. Doesn't he work at Bloomberg? I thought he worked at Bloomberg. Video game journalism. Yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty exciting because GTA 5 came out. I don't even know when it came out. Let's see when GTA 5 came out. I feel like GTA is very similar to, not GTA, but Rockstar is similar to Bethesda in that when they release games, I mean, it takes them years to release games because the games they release are massive in scale. So GTA 5 came out, oh wow, it came out in 2013. Why do I feel like it was a longer period of time? So 10 years since the last Grand Theft Auto. And now we're getting ready for GTA 6. And I remember being a kid and my first cousin had a PlayStation at his home. And I used to play, that was the only place that I was able to play Grand Theft Auto. My parents didn't really love it, but you know, when we were over family gatherings and just overall parties, I'd play it. I remember I'd play Grand Theft Auto, I think it was San Andreas, and also Vice City, and I would also play Max Payne at his house. And then when I finally got a PlayStation, I remember getting a PlayStation for my birthday. I woke up, and I remember it was a refurbished PlayStation, and it was sitting on the kitchen counter when I was getting up for school, and it was like wrapped in shrink wrap. and we had Grand Theft Auto. My parents actually got Grand Theft Auto for us, you know? And I mean, do I think that a game like that might affect some children differently? Sure, yes. Just like anything else in life would affect certain people differently. But it certainly had no impact on me. Like, I'm fully aware that Grand Theft Auto is a video game, and just that, it's a video game. It's a form of art. So let's see what GTA 6 produces. I know that is going to be a lot of fun. Because, yeah, they came out on previous, like, 2 generations of consoles ago, maybe. Right? Did it come out on 360? I think it came out on the 360, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that was like one of the last games that came out on the 360 before the Xbox One came out, I think. But I don't remember. Let me see. GTA 5. What consoles did this come out of? GTA 5 consoles. Yeah, September 2013 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. In November 2014 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, in April 2015 for Windows, and in March 2022 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Yeah, so that's probably going to blow up the internet. And I think the Game Awards are around that time as well, right? With, what's his name, Jeff Keighley? Jeff Keighley? Game Awards, Jeff Keighley. I don't know when it happens. The Game Awards 2023 nominees to be announced next week. So my Nintendo news is saying that the nominees are going to be announced next week. And the fact that we're already November leads me to believe that it'll probably be sometime in December. So I'm sure GTA 6, well, I'm not sure, but it might make an appearance. And it will definitely blow up the internet. So very excited for that. GTA is a great game. I couldn't really get into Red Dead Redemption, but GTA was always there for me. And I think my favorite one's probably San Andreas. I've started San Andreas multiple times. I've beaten San Andreas multiple times. So that's all fun. But I'd say my favorite video game of all time is probably Fallout New Vegas. To the point where I have a lot of the bobbleheads from Fallout, from the Fallout universe. The physical bobbleheads that you can find in stores like Target and Best Buy. I also have at work, in like our internal messaging system, my little work emoji is a picture of the Pit-Boy. And it's pretty cool. My brother and I came up with this cool sort of real life mini game where, for example, we can't, like him and I are not allowed to buy bobbleheads like on Amazon, right? You know how in the game they're also hard to find? Well, we sort of take it, we approach it in the same way in real life. So we can only buy a bobblehead if we find it in the wild. Like I have found bobbleheads randomly in Best Buy or Target. My brother has found them randomly in stores where he lives. So it makes it a lot more fun because it's actually taken time for me to build up that collection. I think by now I probably have, let's say, I know I at least have 5, but I started collecting bobbleheads years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So, you know, that's like a bobblehead a year. Because then if you buy all of them on Amazon, it just defeats the purpose. You have all of it already. Like it'd be awesome if in 30 years I completed the collection. But then again, I'm not even sure if they still make those bobbleheads. Maybe they're discontinued. But I guess only time will tell. So we got 33 seconds officially on the clock, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to finish in 33 seconds. If we really want to push ourselves, then we're going to keep going until the battery of this camera runs out. You know what would be fun to try? It would be fun to try and do some light jogging. So let's see what we can do. Got about 3, 2, 1. All right, so the official 30-minute, not 30-minute, yeah, 30-minute. The 30-minute clock has expired, so now we're just running on overtime. So I think in my first video I was talking about how I do want to get involved with jogging again. And for me to really, really get into it, I have to warm up. And I'm talking about long warm-ups. Like right now, I've been walking for 30 minutes. My legs are probably pretty prime to go on some light jogging. because I'm not, like, jogging is very high impact. Running is high impact in general, and I've done a lot of research to try and figure out, what's the best way to get started. And running is one of those things you really do have to take your time. I'm talking about, like, run for one day, do a session today, and probably don't even do it again until, like, Monday. Because every time I try to get into jogging and do it every single day, I get the worst shin splints. So it's not fun at all. So I'm gonna give it I'm gonna try and jog for like 10 seconds, but I suspect the GoPro is gonna be going crazy. But let's just go for it. Let me get myself a timer. So let's do this. If you're still watching this video, let's do a 30-second jog. And we're going to start right now. Whew. Okay. 30 seconds, and that GoPro was going crazy. Woo! Wow. Okay, definitely don't look at the video while you're trying to jog, because it will probably disorient you. But at the very least, use my voice as a, how would I say it? A timestamp, a time marker, something. We're gonna take a little break here, and you know what? We're gonna go for another 30 seconds. Because it's good. We're pushing ourselves out here. I'll let you guys know when we're gonna start again. Like I said, we're gonna keep going until the battery of this GoPro dies. Really, really pushing ourselves today. I think with the length of this video plus whatever I do in the home gym, probably looking at over an hour of content. I think actually for jogging, the head mount of the GoPro would be best. Okay. All right, so if you're listening, get ready because we're gonna start jogging again. We're gonna do another 30 seconds. All right, so 3, 2, 1, jog. Done. Whew. Another 30 seconds. This time I tried to hold the chest mount in an attempt to stabilize the video, but I realized I probably didn't do a lot. What I'll probably do in these sections is I'll lower the audio, or I'll put some pumped up music to get the blood flow going. So far so good though, feeling awesome. This is exactly what I wanted, and it's exactly what I needed. A good jog never hurt anyone. Well, it's hurt me before with shin splints, but you get the idea. I'm thinking of doing one more 30-second section, and then we'll see if we can get to a minute. All right, so welcome to part 2 of the walking video. Again, we're gonna continue on in this home workout sort of routine we're doing here. I wanted to just do probably like a set of bench because I didn't actually go to the gym today. I didn't do any strength training in an actual commercial gym, but I still wanted to make sure I got some form of physical training here at home. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting set up with my bench press and do a couple sets of that and see if I can at least get to 135 and bust out a couple of those and just have fun with it really. So let's go ahead and get this ready. I have some weights here that I set up in yesterday's video that I just never took off. Probably gonna start with, I'm thinking 25 pounds on both sides. I'm just here on the side putting my plates down. So let's get them off from here. This is the only thing about this one side is if I have the power rack to push that way, then it's gonna be hard to enter in from the kitchen. So, you know, the power rack just kind of has to be here. Let me move these plates down here. All right. And actually before I move the 25, let me move the barbell because it's gonna be a lot easier to move the barbell when there is no weight on it. Common sense, right? I'm gonna move this guy. Whew. If that wasn't too loud. I'm gonna put these short pegs in the position where I will be grabbing the bar. Let me now get this, move it over. All right. Pretty set. Go down here, let's get this to flat. Let me give this a quick test to make sure it's in a position that I like. So hopefully you all can see me here, but let us try this out. One thing I'm doing today is you might see Benji, the dog, you might see him running around at the tip of my feet. So hopefully he doesn't start barking and going crazy, but you know, that is just what it is. Okay, so I think that's good right there. And I feel like my mic is maybe not in the best place. So I'm gonna make some quick adjustments here. This shirt is a little bit flimsy, so I'm getting it in the right place. Okay, hopefully this is good. It looks really flimsy down there, but I think, well, I guess we're only gonna find out once I upload this video, right? But I feel like I'm close enough to it where it's gonna be fine. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to get the 25-pound plates, put them on either side. I remember being younger and having done 25 pounds on each side for the first time. Maybe that's the first milestone. Earlier on in this video, I mentioned how getting to 135 is a big milestone, but I think 135 is probably it. So let me get my other clasp. I got the one on that side. I got the one on this side. You know what I should do? Because this just looks like silly down here. So I'm gonna take this while I'm doing the set, and then when I'm not doing the set, I'll just lift it up and talk like this. I think it's gonna be a lot easier. So I'll lay this down. Maybe I'm just gonna put this on the floor. So yeah, I'll be right back. So this might sound very obvious to some of you watching this, but I remember reading about how pull-ups don't translate to lat pull-downs, and what that means is you can be very good at doing lat pull-downs, and then you try to do pull-ups, and you just can't do as many pull-ups as you think you would be able to based on the amount of weight that you lift on the lat pull-down machine. But the opposite tends to be true. You can do a lot of pull-ups, you're probably good on the lat pull-down. Now, with this machine, not exactly the same comparison, but you obviously can't get better at doing bench press unless you bench press, because I feel like on the pec fly machine, I feel like I can lift, a weight that I'm happy with, a weight that is intense and challenges me. But then I get on the bench and, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm lagging on this. So that's why I feel like I still have some inconsistencies with the amount that I can bench. And 135 max, I know this is not 135, but 135 as a max for me currently doesn't feel like where I should be based on how my other lifts are going. But we're just gonna keep going at it, and over time we'll get better, right? So I think what I want to do, I think I might just put another 10 on this and just go for 35 and see how that goes. So let's just give that a shot, right? Still holding the mic here. So I'm gonna try to do all this with one hand, which it's just 10 pounds, right? So now on these, I think I'm gonna do 2 sets of 35, but maybe I'll do like sets of 5 or reps, 2 more sets with 5 reps each, and then I'll increase to 45, and we'll just try to do another 5. Okay, where's the other 10? Here we go. My dog is crying because, well, I know he doesn't want to go out. He's already been out a couple times, but this type of dog, well, he just likes to go outside, which I don't blame him. Going outside is great, but I want to try and get him in the habit of realizing that he goes outside when I get home. He does what he has to do, but any other time after that, I feel like I want to be the one driving that for him. I think it's just good manners, and it's my form of training him, All right, so I think that was a light set, so I don't think I need to rest for that long. So I'm just going to go for the next set here. So now we're doing 35 on each side. That's 70 plus the 45. So I 115? Let me make sure I did that math right? So 35 squared 35 is 70. Let's do plus another 30 is 100, plus another 10 is 110 plus 5. Yeah, so that's the 45 pounds. So we're at 115 right now. Let's just have a good time with it. Let's go. All right, so a set of 5, that felt really good. Normally what I try and do is I really try to keep a tight core because as I'm coming down, I don't want to really move too much, and that's actually one of the benefits about doing free weights, right? Because, as opposed to like a Smith machine where you're not using as much of your stabilizing muscles, with free weights you are, so you get that added benefit. However, with the Smith machine, I keep like fumbling over that word. With a Smith machine, sorry, my dogs are barking. You tend to focus more on the muscle because you have to worry less about your stabilization muscles. So we'll do another set of 5 reps here for bench, and then after that, probably just move on to the 45, the king, right? That's what I'm excited for. Everyone has their own level of strength. This is what works for me currently. Of course, I'm going to try to push myself, and you guys will, follow me on that journey. But on this day, on this Wednesday, this is where I'm at, and I'm having a good time. So let's go ahead and do another 5 because I'm excited to get to the 45. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the mic on the bench because if not, I feel like my dogs are going to eat it if I put it on the floor. So I wonder if you can see my golden retriever from here. His name is Sawyer. So, all right, let's get to this. Actually, I'm going to put it on this side. He doesn't like coming to this side. All right, another set of 5. As you can see, both dogs have entered the room. And this little guy right here is probably going to want to play. There's like this squeaky ball that I bought. Let me see if I can get it. Well, he's not going to let me get it. It's a squeaky ball from a brand called Chuck It. And this is his life right here, this thing. So I'm gonna throw it that way, and they're just gonna run and have a great time. So hopefully it's not too much background noise, but you guys get to meet the dogs now. At some point it was gonna happen, and it just did. So enough yapping, let's get the 45s on. I'm gonna put the mic back down, and I'll come back in just a moment. All right, so 45-pound plates have been attached or loaded up onto the barbell. Now we're gonna do 135. I'm hoping, I wanna get a set, a good set of 5 reps. I may even do that a second time. And the third time, well, I may increase it by another 10 pounds. And if I do get to the next 10 pounds, like 10 pounds on each side, so for a total of 155, that's about the heaviest I've ever done. I think maybe 2 years ago, I was able to do, let's see, this is 135 plus another 50, that's 185. I think I was able to do 185 maybe like for 2 reps, like 3 years ago, probably even longer. But I remember that night just feeling so strong, like everything had just lined up perfectly. Probably had a lot of food that day, slept really great, and just everything went well. Work probably went well, family was good. So we are going to pretty much hop on this and just try and get it done. I mean, yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. We're gonna try to really push ourselves here. Wow. There isn't anything else like doing a bench. I mean, I know I said it about the barbell shoulder press, but with a bench press, you just really feel strong. You feel solid. So let's see. Sorry, I just got a notification on my phone, so I just want to make sure. I get notifications from my alarm system, so if I do get a notification, I just want to make sure there's nothing happening out there. So yeah, that was 5 reps of that. Probably go for another set of 5 reps. And then, I don't want to ego lift, so we'll see how I feel after the next one and if I want to add another 20 pounds on top of that. But yeah, everyone has their own like baseline strength. I know I keep bringing that up, but man, I saw a YouTube short today of this guy that literally lifted this whole thing up, pushes it, he benches it, he throws it, and then the bar comes back down, he grabs it in the middle with just one hand and he holds it. It's like one of these shorts where this person's like, oh, hey, I'll bet you $1,000 that, you choose the lift, and if I beat you, I win, or I keep the money, else you get the money. So it just happens to be bench on this one short. Yeah, we're going to keep going at it. And I want to do this more often because I really need to get better at my bench. If I want to get to that 225, I'm not going to get to 225 by doing pec flies and, machine incline bench press. I don't think so. I mean, I might get too heavyweight with those exercises because I'm always doing them. If I'm constantly doing pec flies, if I'm constantly doing incline, bench on the machine, I'll probably get better at that, but I'm not going to get better at the thing that I'm not doing. So, makes sense. Let's see if we can do another 5 and have a good time with it. All right, so given how heavy that last set was, I think we'll see. And when I say we'll see, I mean we'll see in like 5 minutes. Let me take a little bit of a break, and we'll see if we can get to doing 20 more pounds. But probably for one. I haven't done 1 rep maxes in forever, but I'll challenge myself on this one. I'll just lift it off, and if I feel good, I'll go for it. Good thing is I have the safeties, so if I just can't at the bottom, I'll just let go, let it fall down, and I'll be good to go. So I guess let's set it up and get right to it. I'll put the mic back on the bench. This is going to be interesting. Again, it's been a long time since I've done this. I don't want to sound over dramatic, but this is it's heavy for me, so it's exciting to be able to get back to this weight. I think it will be the day where I can do 5 of these reps easily with 155. That's going to be an awesome day. So let me just take a couple more seconds break. I'm going to get some water actually, but with this mic, I believe I should be able to walk out of the frame. And now you guys can hear me talking, but you can't see me. But what I'm doing is I'm getting a glass of water that I left next to my sofa. It's actually not a glass, it's actually a very cool cup by Ball aluminum cup. They're cool. Infinitely recyclable. Yeah, bench pressing is fun. Tomorrow I have legs on deck. I definitely have to do it at the gym. Legs are something I just have to do at the gym. There are some times where if I absolutely can't, I'll come home and I'll do like a ton of lunges in my backyard. And it gives me a pump, it gives me a burn, but I don't think it's gonna build strength. It might help me maintain some, but it's not gonna help me build any new muscle. So I think I'm ready to go. We're just gonna aim for 1, not 0, at least 1, see how I feel, and we'll go from there. So wish me luck, everyone, and let's get this rep. Let's do it. I felt like I could have done 1 more, but again, I don't want to ego lift. I want to slowly introduce the weight. I've seen way too many injuries of people doing it. And even though I have the safeties, I'm not trying to get like a pec tear or something like that. So this is good. Let's do 1 more. I think anymore, I think that was it. That was good. That should give me enough stimulus for some growth, or definitely some soreness to push the chest muscle like I haven't recently. And hopefully the next time we do the video, we'll be doing more of those. So that's all I have for today's workout. You can continue expecting more walking videos, Probably won't do like an at-home gym workout for a couple of days, but certainly the walking video. So thank you to everyone who's been watching. I hope that this helps you continue hitting your own goals and just staying on top of things and motivating you to get to the gym, to lead a more healthy lifestyle, a better lifestyle. Excuse me. And with all that being said, hope you all have a great Wednesday night and see you all next time. Later.